Hey guys, Tim Walling here with SC Legal Carry. We train people to get a CWP in the state of South Carolina. If you need a concealed weapons permit, please look us up online at sclegalcarry.com. What I'd like to show you today is the Taurus G3. Now this gun's been out for a little while. They've made a few changes to this firearm. The newest change they made is they cut it for an optic. They put an optic plate here on the top of it. The last change they made was the rear sights here. So they've got these small rear sights on it where they had some large ones. I believe this is a Glock rear sight. It's cut for the same, so Glock sights will fit this firearm now. But let's take a look at this optic plate. Let's take a look at what optics go on it and what comes in the box when you get this firearm. So let's take a quick look at what actually comes in your box. Of course you get the firearm. This is a 9mm. You get 2 magazines. These are 15 round magazines. You get 4 optic plates, 3 sets of screws. Here's the list that comes with the gun that tells you what optics go on it. I'll just read these off to you. There are 10 different optics that fit this firearm, and they are a Doctor, a Noblex, the Vortex Venom, Burris Fast Fire, Sight Mark Mini, the Trigicon RMR, a Holosun HS407C, and the Holosun HS507, the Seymour STS2, and the Delta Point Leopold Delta Point will go on here. You've got 3 different size screws, so it gives you a chart and tells you which screw to use with which optic here. Very easy to follow to do that. It does not come with any Allen wrenches to remove the plate or install your optic, so you'll need to have those. These are odd looking optic plates, strange cut here in the front and in the back. So let's take this off and see what it looks like up underneath there. So the firearm is clear, and I don't see any difference in the original G3 other than the rear sights and this plate on this firearm. The trigger feels exactly the same. The grip feels exactly the same. I don't see any differences on it. The safety is in the same place. Slide lock, everything's identical. Just for comparison, here's the G3, the original one that came out with the large rear sights on it here. I did change the front sight out. That is not from the factory. So just to compare the guns together, they are the same guns. There's really not any difference. Not any difference in the firearms here other than the plate and the rear sights on it. And you can see from looking at them, this is the original rear sights, how large it is. They went to the smaller rear sight on the firearm. The magazines still fit. They fit the G3 and they fit the new one here with the optic. Nothing any different there. One thing I did do, this is a P226 magazine, and this is a Pro, which one is this? Pro Mag. So the Pro Mag does fit in there, and so I run these in the gun also, the P226 magazines. The optic we're going to install, this is a Holosun. This is the HS507C, the HS507C. So let's just put this optic on here, and I'll let you guys watch as we do that. Fairly easy to do. A small Allen wrench, you take the plate off the back. Plate comes right out here. Relatively easy to get the plate off. Let's grab a rag. There is some oil under here. Now, before you would install an optic on here to go to the range and shoot it, you want to get some cleaner. I use a little bit of brake cleaner and I'll spray inside these holes. If you have any oil in these holes, your screws will not stay in place and your Loctite will not dry. So make sure that you clean the end of your screws off good with a cleaner, degreaser, and you clean these holes out with a Q-tip. We're not going to do that right now because I'm not going to go and shoot this. I just want to put it on and see how it goes. So here's your plate that comes on it. We'll set our plate up here. And for the Holosun, the 507C, it says I need to use type A screws. That would be these in it. And we're going to use plate number 2 on it. Let's grab plate number 2 here. Let's insert it on the firearm. Not sure how I like that. So look at the wiggle. I'll try to zoom in on that and let you guys see it. That's sliding back and forth there. It's not a real snug fit. And you see how the front's cut out. Has to go through here. Most plates that I've messed with before are extremely tight when you put them into place. I've even had to kind of file the backs of plates a little bit so that they would actually go in and make a snug fit into the cut in the slide. So let's try the Optic here. Got a little paper on it there. Let's move that. So the Optic fits right in the hole. Well, let's put it on the plate here. So the Optic's sitting on the plate. I really don't have any movement in the Optic there while it's on the plate. But that plate is does slide a good bit. Let's just take our screws and drop them in there. We would put Loctite on this if we were doing this to go install and actually shoot it. I'm just going to kind of tighten these up a little bit. Not going all the way down yet. I'm just going to get them close to being tight. So with any Optic, when you fire the gun, the Optic is going to be catapulted forward. So we're going to push this forward. And I'm going to make sure this is loose. I'm going to kind of push this forward a little bit. Since we've got a little bit of play in it, I want to be sure I get my plate forward. As I tighten it up, everything is slid to the front. Seems to be good and snug now. No movement in it. Let you guys get a look at it on the firearm. It does, can you see, there is some overhang here on the gun. Try to turn it this way, maybe you guys can see it better. The Optic does hang over the side of the slide. It is not a flush fit at all. I'd say maybe just past 1/8 of an inch on each side that it's sticking out there. If I can rotate this around and let you guys see it all the way around here. With this Holosun on here, I cannot use the rear and front sights anymore. They're not tall enough to see through it. So I'd have to go to suppressor height sights on the gun to do that. You see there is a sizable gap right in here in the front. And there is a little gap here in the back across here due to that plate being off a little bit. Will that come loose and cause this to move a little bit as you're shooting the firearm? Only time will tell with that when folks are out shooting them and using the gun. Here's your Holosun mounted on your Taurus G3 9mm. Doesn't look bad on there at all. And we'll take it to the range later and shoot it. I just wanted you guys to take a look at the gun, see what it looked like with an Optic actually on it. Just in case anybody was wondering, this is the original G3 grip in tan. I just switched it out with a G3 slide with the Optic cut on it. Fits right on there perfect. No issues with it at all. Trigger, everything functions identical the same. Safety works. Actually looks good on there. I like the tan grip on it a lot. Remember guys, be a responsible adult. Don't push your responsibility as an adult off onto a child. Buy gun locks and gun safes. Till next time folks, take care.